Bond money is our next topic of interest. The prior board oversaw a $17 million theater. I'm presuming that's Menlo Atherton. No? 32. It grew into a 32 million.
34.
What would you have done differently, if anything, had you been elected to the board or sat on the board when these decisions were made? Ms. Injasulian.
I sort of have a personal policy against armchair quarterbacking. So I'm going to go to things that I've said a couple of times before, that these sort of things happen because we're not working together, we don't have enough transparency, and so I would just really be advocating for more clarity around process and more community participation, much clearer communication about what we're doing, and keeping all students at the center of our process.
Ms. Corrali.
Well, it's kind of hard to sit back and say what we could have done differently when you visit the Performing Arts Center at Menlo Atherton, which is absolutely state-of-the-art and beautiful. There were a lot of grumblings about the design, so maybe more input from the community and more collaboration from the community regarding the design. But and I was probably one who wasn't crazy about the design, but when you walk into that auditorium, the acoustics are wonderful, and it really makes you proud to live in this district and know that your bond money is being used to really to further the students' education.
Ms. Green.
First of all, I think people the community needs to understand more, and I believe that the school district should have done a better job at that. When I say that, the community needs to know the difference between what is a bond and what is a parcel tax. And bond measures are for upkeep of facilities. Being a graduate of Woodside High School, I know that the school was in need of some upkeep. So these issues was, I think this was a very supportive issue. What should have been done is more collaboration and transparency to the public.
Mr. Durando.
I would support 100% what everybody said on the communications issue. We need to have more communications, but more importantly, we get back to accountability. I don't understand how a performing arts center goes from $15 million to $30 million and nobody raised their hand and said, well, how is this happening? I'm in the construction business. I understand the need for timetables, accountability, and meeting budgets, and to double the budget, or to go over the budget 100%. Somebody should be doing a lot of explaining.
Ms. Fernandez.
Well, even before accountability gets to be the bottom line, communication is crucial. Whether it's charter schools, budget, or bond proposals, I think that having open forums with the community so that there's a dialogue is really essential. It would inform the board more thoroughly, and it would create a spirit of transparency and communication so that whether it's bond monies or any other subject can really move forward in a positive atmosphere.
Mr. Thompson.
I, of course, can't disagree with the fact that we need to be prudent in the use of funds, that it needs to be transparent. On the other hand, this district can be rightfully proud of the facilities that it's building, and I think the board in general has done a good job in that direction. I'm more interested in the future. That last night at the board meeting there was a conversation about how the bond money will be used, and specifically about the campuses are accommodating charter schools. I was pleased both that their focus on individual charter schools or these pocket campuses and broadening their vision for a comprehensive or sort of multi-site facility.
Mr. Sauter.
I wasn't involved in the Menlo Atherton Performing Arts Center, but I was pretty actively involved in the Carmont Performing Arts Center, which was built in parallel at a little bit over half the cost. And I watched as China, cornering the world concrete market for the Beijing Olympics, tripled the cost of concrete in construction during that period of time. And that money was designated to be spent during that period of time. Menlo Atherton had the additional effect of partnering with the city, who had a much larger demand for that site, and that's why it was so much more expensive.
Thank you all.